I have this ability inside of me. I just have to figure out what I have to do to get that ability to come out. I played 3 sports in high school. I played football, baseball, and basketball. At the same time, there was never a thought that baseball could become a career. Baseball at the time was a way to get to college. There was no pro interest out of high school. There was no kind of possibility of getting drafted like a lot of guys do after my senior year of high school. My original plan was law school after college. Or I could try to figure out, why I wasn't good enough and what I needed to do to become good enough to be able to compete at this level. I redshirted and then I didn't play a lot. And then I had a really good year my redshirt sophomore year. I hit 324 with 11 homers and went in the 38th round. So it's like I kind of felt like I'm being overlooked all these years. I decided to stick it out and try to learn as much as I could from the guys who were already there and had had success, try to figure out what I needed to improve on and how I needed to improve on that to be able to compete at the SEC level. When baseball to me became less about who has the most talent and who doesn't, and more about how much stuff can you find out and apply to your game, it took another step for me.
He studies the game, and his own game, like the last guy on the bench fighting to hold a roster spot.
Rooker made himself great by actively seeking out new information. He's an active
Once he
learner.
got information, he was able to integrate
In
new
my mind,
patterns
there
into
is a formulated way to beat every pitcher. You just have to figure out what it is.
and formulate a plan to optimize his swing, puts himself in a position to succeed.
For me, I want to know pitch velocities. I want to know how often he throws those pitches for strikes, how often he throws those pitches, and where he throws those pitches. So that's going to tell me what he's confident in, what his plan is. So all the numbers that you gather pretty much lead to one of two plans, like I need to get this guy early in the count, or this guy doesn't really have a pitch to beat me with. He can't strike me out with 2 strikes because he doesn't have that plus pitch, that wipeout slider, that power breaking ball. I can wait a little bit longer to then attack. It's when I started to figure out, okay, maybe I can do this, maybe I have the ability to do this if I just continue to progress at the rate that I am and continue to learn as much as I could. The worry and anxiety comes from a lack of preparation and a lack of understanding what you do. So if you always have a systematic process that when you do all these things that you're good, when you're not good, you can go back to this process and figure out at which point am I failing. I don't truly think anyone has a ceiling, so to speak. You hear scouts say, this is this guy's ceiling. I'm like, well, who are you to tell that guy what his ceiling is? Those are restrictions placed on you by other people, and you control how good you can be based on how much time and how many hours and how much work you're willing to put into it. I can always be better. There's always someone better than me, and I have to continue to learn new information and learn how I work and how my body works and how my mind works until eventually I continue to improve. Finding a lot of value in what you're doing right now because you know that what you're doing right now, there's a reason you have to do it to get to where you want to go. And the ability to live in the moment and not think about the consequences of an action or the preceding actions that led to that action is a very valuable thing.